Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by golden grasslands and tall baobab trees, there was a school called Sunrise Academy. It was a happy place where children learned, played, and shared stories under the warm African sun. But like every school, it had its fair share of groups and bullies. Among the students was a quiet girl named Amara. Amara was new to the village. She had recently moved with her grandmother from a faraway place and kept to herself most of the time. She always wore simple, handmade clothes and carried a small old bag made from local fabric. She wasn't flashy, loud, or very noticeable, and this made her an easy target for some of the troublemaking students. Amara had a gentle smile and kind eyes, but she rarely spoke unless someone talked to her. She liked sitting alone under the shade of the old baobab tree during lunch, reading stories from her grandmother's books. Her quiet behavior made her stand out in a school filled with noisy and active children. The group of bullies that often caused trouble at Sunrise Academy included 3 students. Zuba, the leader who always had a mean comment ready. Kofi, who liked showing off and teasing others, and Amina, who followed Zuba's lead without question. They thought Amara's silence meant she was weak and decided to make her their new target. Started with small things. Zuba would walk by and, accidentally, knock over Amara's books. Kofi would make jokes about her plain clothes, and Amina would laugh along, adding little rude remarks. "Why do you always sit alone?" Zuba asked one day, smirking. "Don't you have any friends?" Amara would just pick up her books, give a polite smile and say nothing. Her calmness annoyed Zuba, who wanted a reaction. One afternoon, as Amara walked home from school, the trio followed her. "Hey Amara," Kofi called out, "where do you live?" "In a mud hut." Zuba and Amina laughed. Amara turned to them with her usual soft smile and said, "I'm fine where I live, thank you." Then she walked away, leaving them confused by her lack of anger. Even though they kept teasing her, Amara stayed kind and calm. She didn't fight back or tell the teachers. Instead, she focused on her studies and enjoyed her quiet moments under the baobab tree. What the bullies didn't know was that Amara had a secret. She wasn't just an ordinary girl. Amara was a princess from a faraway kingdom. Her family had sent her to live in the village to experience a normal life and learn important lessons. They believed that living among ordinary people would teach her the values of kindness, patience, and understanding. Amara's parents were the king and queen of Zamunda, a beautiful and rich kingdom. They loved Amara very much but knew she needed to understand the world outside the palace. So, they disguised her as a regular girl and sent her to Sunrise Academy. Only a few trusted people knew her true identity. One day, the school announced a yearly talent show. Students were invited to show their skills, and the winner would get a special prize. Amara loved singing and decided to join. She thought it would be a good way to share her passion and connect with her classmates. When Zuba heard that Amara was joining the talent show, she laughed. "What could she possibly do?" she said to her friends. "She's probably bad at everything." On the day of the talent show, the community hall was full of students, teachers, and parents. There were performances of all kinds: traditional dances, storytelling, and drumming. When it was Amara's turn, she walked onto the stage in her simple dress, holding a microphone. The audience murmured, some wondering if she would embarrass herself. But the moment Amara began to sing, the room went silent. Her voice was like a melody carried by the wind, pure and beautiful. She sang a traditional song from her homeland with so much feeling that it brought tears to many eyes. The audience was amazed, including Zuba, Kofi, and Amina. They couldn't believe that the quiet girl they had teased had such an amazing talent. When Amara finished, the hall erupted in applause. She smiled shyly and gave a small bow before leaving the stage. For the first time, Zuba and her friends felt a pinch of regret. They realized they had judged Amara unfairly. The next day at school, something surprising happened. The head teacher announced that there would be a special guest visiting Sunrise Academy. The students were curious and excited. When the time came, everyone gathered under the baobab tree. To everyone's shock, the guest was none other than Amara, but she wasn't the Amara they knew. She walked in wearing a beautiful kitenge gown and a shining crown. Behind her were her parents, the king and queen of Zamunda, and their royal guards. The students gasped, and the air buzzed with whispers. The head teacher introduced Amara as Princess Amara of Zamunda. The bullies, especially Zuba, Kofi, and Amina, were stunned. They couldn't believe that the girl they had bullied was a princess. Amara stepped forward and spoke to the crowd. "I came to this school to learn and grow as a person," she said. "I wanted to experience life as a regular girl. I've met many kind people here and I've learned so much. But I also learned how words and actions can hurt others." Her words were calm but carried a strong message. Zuba, Kofi, and Amina felt their faces turn red with shame. They realized how badly they had treated Amara and how wrong they had been. After the assembly, Zuba went to Amara. Her usual confidence was gone, and she looked nervous. "Amara, Your Highness, I'm sorry," she said. "I was wrong to treat you the way I did. Can you forgive me?" Amara smiled warmly. "Course, Zuba. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is that we learn from them and choose to be better." Kofi and Amina also said sorry, and Amara accepted their apologies with kindness. From that day on, the bullies changed their ways. They became nicer and more caring, not just to Amara but to everyone around them. Amara's time at Sunrise Academy taught her important lessons about forgiveness and staying strong. And for the students, it was a reminder that everyone deserves kindness and respect, no matter how they appear. When Amara eventually went back to her kingdom, she carried with her the memories of her time as a regular girl. She ruled with wisdom and kindness, always remembering the lessons she had learned in the village. And in that small community, her story became a legend, a tale of the humble princess who taught everyone the power of kindness.